So this cartoon effect is actually pretty easy to create. So I have this clip of this car right here, and the first thing you want to go ahead and do is rotobrush out the car. So you just want to go up to the rotobrush here and then double click your layer, and then it'll open up a new viewing layer. And then you just want to go ahead and select your car here, and you want to make sure that it does a pretty good outline. So you want to go around the edges here and make sure that everything is looking good. As you can see, it's selected some of the ground here. So what you can do is just hold down Alt on your keyboard and it will just remove the selection. And as you can see, I just finished rotoscoping our first frame, and now I'm just going to go ahead frame by frame, just making sure that the rotobrush doesn't really mess up at all. All right, so I just got done rotoscoping. So now what you want to go ahead and do is hit freeze right here, and it'll just freeze all your rotobrush frames. All right, so then you can close out this layer. So now you're back in your main composition here, and we're going to want to duplicate this layer one time like that, and just delete the rotobrush on the bottom layer. And then you want to go up to the effects and presets and search up cartoon, and just drag that onto your clip here, and make sure that is on the top layer. And as you can see, it affects just the car here, but I'm just going to go ahead and adjust some of these settings here to kind of give it a different type of look than just its default cartoon. So the first thing that I'm going to want to change is the shading smoothness. I'm just going to bring that down to 0. And as you can see, it gives more like this cartoon kind of shaded effect around the edges here, because without that, it doesn't really give much texture to the paint here. So I kind of like how that looks, but obviously it's up to you guys how you guys want to adjust these here. But the next thing I'm going to change is the threshold. I'm going to bring this up to 3, so it brings out more of the outline here. And then for the softness, I'm just going to bring that down to 0. And yeah, the rest of the settings are basically just the same. They're default settings, but in the advanced here, you can mess with this if you want. But yeah, as you play that back, you can see the cartoon effect is now applied to your clip, which looks super cool. Now what you can also add to this cartoon effect is called tint. So in your effects and presets, just bring on tint onto that effect. And let's just change this white value to something that's like kind of purple here, but I don't want it to be too strong. I kind of want it to be a little subtle, something like that. And then the black here, we can change that to like maybe a dark purple like that. So as you can see, the tint just adds some different colors to your car here instead of just having the original colors. But it's up to you guys if you want to use this tint or not. For this example here, I'm just going to keep the tint off, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Now what I'm going to do is add a little transition, so it kind of reveals this cartoon here. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this bottom clip with nothing on it, and we're just going to bring that above this clip. And if you don't know how to duplicate a clip, it's just Control D on Windows, and then I think it's Command D on Mac. So yeah, that's how you duplicate a clip. But now on this top clip here, we're just going to go ahead and add a mask. And I'm just going to go up here to this rectangle tool, and let's just drag kind of a rectangle around the car here. And I'm just going to go back to the arrow here and kind of mess with these here. Maybe make this more slanted, so it's like that. And then these last points here, you can just make them super wide so it covers up everything when you drag them over. So I'm just going to make sure that all the points on this mask are selected, and you just want to make sure that it is off the car so it's not anywhere near it, maybe somewhere around here so you don't see the cartoon effect. And we're just going to go down to the mask transform here and make sure that the mask path is keyframed at the start of a frame. And let's just go to the end here, and let's just drag that the end so you can see the full cartoon effect. And what we can do is select these keyframes here and hit F9 on your keyboard. If you don't have F9, you can just right click and go to keyframe assistant, easy ease. And with those keyframes selected, let's just go into the graph editor, and we're just going to create a graph that looks something like this, where it starts out super fast and then fades out like that. So you kind of get this like reveal effect on the bottom layer, which has the cartoon on it. And what you can do is feather out this mask here, so we can bring this up to 30%. So it kind of just smooths out the effect, and yeah, that looks super clean. I use this transition on the intro clip, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video. And another thing that I like to do, instead of just adding this mask here, so I'm just going to delete that mask really quick and go up to the effects and presets and search up Luma Key and bring that onto the top clip once again. Make sure it's on key out brighter, and have the threshold start at like 250 maybe, and then just set a keyframe at the start and go to the very end and bring that all the way down to 0. Then I'm just going to hit U on my keyboard and just select those keyframes, ease them again, and create a graph that looks like this. If you're not seeing this, you just want to right click it and make sure that's auto select graph type. So once again, it starts out fast and then kind of eases out. When I play this back, you can see that it kind of jumps to that like white paint right there, and I honestly don't think that looks too good. So I'm going to bring down this threshold to where you can actually see the white like that. So I changed the threshold starting amount to 230, and this graph, I kind of moved this from all the way down here to a little something more gradual, so it's not as fast at the start. You can see that the outlines kind of like appear onto the car. It's almost like they're being drawn on, as you can see, which just looks super cool. I like how that Luma looks. So yeah, those are two transitions that you can use for this effect. And I'm sure that you guys can create a lot of different ideas with this cartoon effect. Just have fun messing with that. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.